Oh, hey there. You're early. No, maybe I'm running late. No matter. Welcome to Autumn Moon, Paramount Confidential. I was just about to get dressed and start the show, but as long as you're all here, let's talk about where we are. That's where the confidential part comes in. Throughout the evening, we will share some stories and characteristics of this treasured building, things that many of you may never have heard or seen before. You see, in the 20s and 30s, many theaters had small to medium-sized dressing rooms on the side walls of the stage. Here at the Paramount, we still have what were 4 dressing rooms and 2 bathrooms, right up there on stage right. There were originally 8 on 2 different levels. On stage left, house right to those of you in the audience, there were 8 as well. No bathrooms on that side allowed them to be a bit larger. Most had a sink, vanity, chair, and a mirror. The larger ones either housed a couple of people or were used for a star. Another interesting feature around this area is the leg line. That is this edge of the stage just beyond the vantage point of the audience. This line is named after these concealing curtains called legs. Now, in the vaudeville days, producers and owners of theaters would book more performers than they actually needed for a show, because bad acts would get the hook and have to be pulled, and another performer in the wings would have to go on. In order to be sure that they had a full show, but didn't have to pay people who didn't actually perform, producers and owners had a policy that a performer did not get paid unless they actually performed on stage. In other words, they had to break the plane of the legs that lined the side of the stage. Therefore the phrase, break a leg, meaning, I hope you get on stage so you can get paid. It was a practical idiom that became an expression of good luck. Well, folks, no one's getting paid if I don't get this show on the road. So how about I go get dressed, and I'll see you in a moment. Well, I got myself dressed and I'm ready to go. Again, welcome folks to Autumn Moon Paramount Confidential. It would be wonderful if we could have you here in person, but that's just not possible right now. But we're very excited about having you here virtually. It's just a pleasure to have an audience because they energize performers. We're just so grateful that you're here. Now, on March 13th, the James Sewell Ballet performed on this stage. There was a young pair of dancers who portrayed a couple who were experiencing illness and death. Our audience was visibly moved, some to tears. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the power of art. Engaging people with other people, learning about yourself, learning about that other, and together understanding our humanity. Now on March 14th, we shuttered this building completely. We quickly postponed performances, we canceled performances, we rescheduled performances for next year. Our revenues plummeted by approximately $500,000. We unfortunately had to lay off 85% of our wonderful staff. But at the same time, people were doing other things. Our director of community outreach, Solveig Anderson, was busy putting together courtyard performances for people who live in senior facilities around the community. Our visual arts manager, Derek Segerstrom, was putting 4 classes online. And people aged 7 to 100 could pick up curbside or have delivered supplies to do those classes. Our director of performing arts, Gretchen Bolka, arranged 3 beautiful concerts, sizzling summer sessions with local performers who just dazzled us. And interestingly enough, they drew over 6,000 views on Facebook and YouTube. We have a great show for you tonight, ladies and gentlemen. You'll hear things about the building. You'll hear stories about the Paramount that perhaps you haven't heard before. We have some wonderful cameo appearances by people like Roseanne Cash and Charlie Daniels. We have, as a matter of fact, some perfect performers. Ani Ray and Walter's Wheelhouse are with us, as well as Jason Schomer. In addition, you'll see a featured artist, a local artist named Donna Cool, who works with encaustic wax and also with fiber. So let's get this show on the road now. Let me introduce you to our Master of Ceremonies this evening. He too is a performer. He's been on this stage many times. Known through this region and throughout the Midwest, he is a singer-songwriter, an instrumentalist, a comedian, and an all-around great guy. So please, stand up in your living rooms and help me welcome to our stage, Ted Manderfeld.
Thank you, Bob. You know, this is the first gig I've had since March. It's great to be here, and tonight is going to be a fundraiser. We're trying to raise some money for what has become a second home to me, and since March, kind of a first home, since I've been living on a cot down in the dressing room downstairs. I've eaten pretty much all the snacks that were left down there from all the people that worked here, and most of that spoiled in April. So you're going to need some more food when things get back and going. Tonight, we have a goal to raise over $80,000. You know, I know we can do it because we're already at $72,750 between sponsors and silent auction. Now remember that silent auction goes until 9 p.m. and there's lots of ways you can donate. It's easy to donate. You can go to ParamountArts.org and click the donate button or click the PayPal link in the description. Silent auction is going to go until 9, like I said, and again, that link will be down in the description. We have a live chat going on YouTube and Facebook. So say hello, ask questions, ask what we're all wearing. Like Bob, we're going to find out who you're wearing tonight. I'm sure it'll be very important. But to kick things off, Annika Worth and Maggie O'Donnell have been singing and playing before they could talk. They are local singer-songwriters who just love to play music. They've joined forces with high school friends Bennett Boleen and Isaac Levy to put some beautiful music together for us tonight. Friends, here is Ani Ray.
Baby, you come knocking on my front door. Same old lines you used to use before. I said, yeah, well, what am I supposed to do? I didn't know what I was getting into. So you had a little trouble in town. Now you're keeping some demons down. Stop dragging my heart around. Ooh. It's hard to think about what you wanted. It's hard to think about what you lost. This doesn't have to be the big get even. This doesn't have to be anything at all. I know you really want to tell me goodbye. I know you really want to be your own girl. Baby, you could never look me in the eye. Yeah, you buckle with the weight of the words. Stop dragging my heart around. People running around loose in the world ain't got nothing better to do. make a meal of some bright-eyed kid. You need someone looking after you. I know you really wanna tell me goodbye. I know you really wanna be your own girl. Well, baby, you could never look me in the eye. Yeah, you buckle with the weight of the world. Stop dragging my heart around. I've been cheated, been mistreated. When will I be loved? I've been put down, I've been pushed round. When will I be loved? When I find a new man that I want for mine, it always breaks my heart in two. It happens every time. Whoa, I've been made blue, I've been lied to. When will I be loved? When I find a new man that I want for mine, it always breaks my heart in two. It happens every time. Whoa, I've been cheated, been mistreated. When will I be loved? When will I be loved? Tell me, when will I be loved?
Hi, I'm Trish, Operations Manager here at the Paramount Center for the Arts. I oversee a lot of what happens on this side of the stage. One of our favorite things to do is create signature cocktails for our performances. Our signature drink for Paramount Confidential is the Backstage Bourbon Sour. And here to demonstrate and walk you through how to make it at home are our very own star bartenders, Abby and Carrie. Take it away, guys.
Hi everybody, I'm Carrie. And I'm Abby. And since Abby and I are in the same pod together, we are going to work without our masks today. So welcome to the Paramount.
We've missed you guys, and we're really looking forward to the next time we can all be together.
And today, for our Paramount Confidential special cocktail, we are going to be making our Backstage Bourbon Sour.
And there are some ingredients you guys are gonna need. So to start, we're gonna have 2 ounces of your favorite bourbon.
We are using our top shelf here at the Paramount, which is our Maker's Mark.
And then we're also gonna be using a combination of 1 ounce simple syrup and half of a freshly squeezed lemon. We're also gonna need bitters and a sprig of rosemary.
So our first step is to smoke our rosemary. We happen to be using a professional cocktail smoker, but you could actually just singe the rosemary. and put that in your drink. Or you could, if you have a smoker and you happen to be smoking ribs or something this weekend, you could place your rosemary in there to get that smoke flavor. So you're gonna turn this on, and they've entrusted me with flames. And they're gonna thank you for reminding us, safety first, Abby. We're smoking. So we're going to smoke our rosemary. And it smells amazing in here. And we'll put that in our drink. And we'll do the other one. I used a half a sprig of rosemary for each drink, so depending on your taste, do what you like.
All right, now we are going to be mixing all of our ingredients into our shaker. You're going to want to start with a scoop of ice, and then we're going to add 2 ounces of our favorite bourbon. You're going to want to add 1 ounce of simple syrup, some freshly squeezed lemon,
and how we use a lemon juicer is cut side goes down. Squeeze that in.
just a dash of bitters. Put the top on and give it a good shake.
Now, we're gonna strain it in. That is beautiful. Abby, you make a mean drink. And there we have it, our backstage bourbon sour.
Cheers. Cheers. Enjoy.
I'm Roseanne Cash, and I have fond memories of being at the Paramount Center for the Arts, and I hope I'm back sooner rather than later. Everyone knows that it's a really difficult time for so many people in the world, and that includes independent musicians and performance venues. And we have to survive because the arts are essential. Art and music are essential right now. They help us reflect on what's important to us. They can lead us into a better future. They help us to grapple with our feelings about what's going on. They give us hope and comfort and a sense of power and determination even. There's so many things that are there for us in art and music. And I hope that you will show that you value those things by donating to the Paramount Center for the Arts and supporting venues and independent musicians, and bring us back to you sooner rather than later. Thank you.
What's happening, everybody? I'm Rob Lundquist. I sing with the country vocal band Home Free, and we started right here in Minnesota. So I've played the Paramount Center for the Arts quite a few times. We've made some really cool memories there, and it's always a great place to perform. The Paramount needs your help right now. Like so many other industries, the arts industry has been completely rocked from this pandemic, and it needs your help. So if there's any way that you have any extra cash during all of this craziness, the Paramount could use it. We need people who love the arts as much as we do to help out right now. So if you're able to, that is great. But I hope that you are staying healthy and safe out there. And I hope one day in the near future, I'm able to play the Paramount again. Take care.
Hi everyone, my name is Sean Johnson. I'm with Tonic Sulfa and the Big Band Experience. A big shout out to the Paramount. It's one of the places that we've always loved and always ended every single tour we've done at the end of the year because of the audience, because of the people being so nice behind the scenes, and it's become like my second home. We have driven into 1,000 towns, and the difference between every city to me, the backbone of every city, is their artistic community and how much people support what's going on with music and arts and visual arts. It's a crazy thing that gives, I think, a lifeblood to every town. So today, when you're thinking about all the things you could give to, please give to the Paramount, a wonderful organization, and we'll be back soon.
Hey everybody, this is Justin from the Throwbacks, and I just want to say thank you so much for tuning in tonight and being willing to give to the Paramount. For those of you that have already given, thank you. For those of you that are maybe waiting, please don't hesitate. It's so important to continue to fund the Paramount through these crazy, difficult times. For me, you know, growing up, I had the opportunity to perform at the Paramount, first in theater shows with the Children's Theater, and then with my group, the Throwbacks. And without a doubt, those shows at the Paramount have been some of the greatest shows that I've ever had the opportunity to do. It's been a dream come true to play that stage. It's an incredible stage. The audiences are so fantastic. But above playing there, they do so much for the community. They bring in the School of Rock, which is so important to our youth and continuing to create music opportunities for our youth. They bring in local groups, they bring in semi-national groups and national groups. For me, a highlight of my life actually was the opportunity to not only see Roger McGlynn, a Hall of Famer from the group The Byrds, perform there, but I had the opportunity to spend some time with Roger there that day and get to know him and meet him and spend some time with him. You know, for people like me as a musician or just even fans of music, getting to be at these shows, meeting our heroes is such an incredible thing, and the Paramount does so much to bring so many amazing acts, whether that's theater shows, it's concerts, and they continue to do that for us and our community. So again, please, if you can, please donate tonight. Nothing is too small, everything is so important. And the times that we're living in right now, it's more important than ever. So please, if you can give, please do. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Thank you to the Paramount and their staff. We'll see you guys on the other side of this. God bless you all.
Hi, my name is Paige Ledoux Henry, and I'm an instructor here at the Paramount in the Visual Arts Center. An artist will come to me and say quietly, "I didn't believe I could do this. You taught me that I really do have a depth of creativity and I can self-express like this." And they literally, I've had artists get tears in their eyes and share with me that what they've been able to express that's come from their heart, you know, I showed them that way, that path, and that's very humbling. I teach for that reason, because I believe that we all have creativity. I miss not being able to share my passion for art directly. But that's coming, that'll come back again one day, and I'll be able to teach again one day in the future with other artists, and hopefully again someday see tears well up in people's eyes. So I'm just gonna sign out. Thanks a lot, bye.
Good evening. If you have visited the historic Paramount Theater, you likely recall seeing the gorgeous chandeliers that grace either side of our stage. These iconic pieces have witnessed every single event in our rich 99-year history. But I don't want to talk about those tonight. Tonight I want to talk about their siblings that hang here at our beautiful marquee entrance. These little gems might be easy to miss as you rush to find your seats or browse artwork in the gift gallery or maybe visit the concession stand, but they are definitely worth checking out. As we welcome visitors to the very first show at the newly opened building, these lights would have illuminated St. Cloud's largest and grandest theater. And since that day in 1921, they have proudly hung in the lobby for 60 years. Though, wait a minute, 1921, 60 years? That math does not check out. So, it turns out these lights have not always been at our theater. They went missing from the lobby for almost 25 years. Here's the story. The lights were originally installed in 1921 and did hang in the lobby through the 1980s. At that time, the theater had become a second-run movie house and was experiencing a lot of difficulties. A leaky roof, damage from a fire, and broken seats, the building was a far cry from the glorious palace of entertainment the Paramount had been in its youth. The owner did all they could to save the dilapidated facility, but needed help paying the bills just to keep the lights on. So, ironically, they sold the lights. All of the original light fixtures, except the theater chandeliers, were sold. Remember, even in the 1980s, these lights would have been antiques, bringing in much-needed money to solve cash flow problems, at least temporarily. With no remaining records of any of these sales, we believed the lights had been lost to history. So, in the 1990s, as the building underwent a major renovation, inexpensive brass chandeliers were installed for the grand reopening in 1998. It was not until 2011 that we received the call.
We have your lights, and if you ever want to see them again, meet us at the corner of Division and 25th Avenue North. No cops.
Okay, maybe it didn't happen exactly like that, but we did receive a call. The owner of the Opera House in Staples, Minnesota, was retiring and wanted to know if we were interested in purchasing our chandeliers before the building was sold. So after some serious investigatory work to prove their authenticity, she actually had the original paperwork and sales receipt, and a very generous donation from our friend Ed Zapp, these magnificent lights made their way home in September of 2011. It's true that antique lights, beautiful artwork on the walls, and amazing architecture make each visit to the Paramount unique and exciting. But it's the support from people like you, the lights of our community, that make each experience at the Paramount sparkle with magic. We are so honored to have been part of your family's traditions in the past, sincerely appreciate your support today, and will keep the lights shining bright for your safe return in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Derek. That was compelling and rich. It's good to be here. Don't forget, listen, if you don't want to go through all the hassle of making up that fancy drink, and it looked great, smoking rosemary and everything, take my advice. Go for the Stearns County surefire thing. Get yourself a sixer of Schlitz and a bottle of Strawberry Hill Boone's Farm, and you'll be just fine. Let's not forget this is a fundraiser. We have a goal of $80,000, and I know that we can do it. We have $6,636 to go, and I know that we can do it. Come on, you got to hit that donate button. Get down there. You can do it. But first, we're glad that you're with us, and you can stay tuned. We have lots more to come, including Jason Schomer and more cameos. But our next group formed in 2012 to cover tunes with a groove, from Sheryl Crow, Santana, and Prince, to Jack Johnson, Band Perry, and Guns N' Roses. Welcome Janelle Kendall, Dan Whitty, and Alex Kendall, Walter's Wheelhouse.
Looking back on when I was a little nappy-headed boy, then my only worry was for Christmas what would be my toy. Even though we sometimes would not get a thing, we were happy with the joy the day would bring. Sneaking out the back door, hang out with those hoodlum friends of mine. At the back door, boy, I told you not to go outside. Trying the best to bring the water to your eyes, hoping that might stop her whooping your behind. I wish those days could come back once more. Why did those days ever have to go? I wish those days could come back once more. Why did those days go? 'Cause I love them so. Do 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 do. Ow! Brother said he's telling about you playing doctor with that girl. Just don't tell, I'll give you anything you want in this whole wide world. Mama gave you money for Sunday school. You trade yours for candy after church is through. Smoking nasty boy. Teacher sends you to the principal's office down the hall. You go up and learn that kind of thing ain't right. But while you were doing it, sure felt out of sight. I wish those days could come back once more. Why did those days ever have to go? I wish those days could come back once more. Why did those days ever have to go? 'Cause I love them so. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Ow!
Hi, Donna Cool here with the exhibition Encounter Response. I used my two favorite mediums, fiber and encaustic wax. Impression is layers of oranges and yellows beneath, but your impression is the gray and the teal blue colors on the surface. When you look closer, as you get to know someone, or if you see an inanimate object and you study it, what is beneath starts to show, hence impression. This is a fiber piece of many contrasting fabrics and shapes and colors. The name of it is Common Thread, which links everything together. All the differences you see, we are existing side by side. Combustion, this large quilted piece, is the result of two inanimate elements coming together, as in spontaneous combustion, a chemical reaction. And so you get something really dramatic, vibrant, pointed pieces, and the quilting is hand quilted. Not all reactions are strong, so this is a calmer piece, I think, because the color is maintained. However, there is a textural change in the circle just for design. It's called Summer. It happened accidentally for the color, actually. I spilled my white wax into the warming pan. It ran into all the colors, and when it hit the teal, I thought, I like that, I'm gonna work with that. So my first reaction was, oh man, and then it changed. So this was me responding to the day's events. So that is Summer. One of the things I love most about the Paramount Center for the Arts is the many opportunities for encounters, either on stage, the performing arts, downstairs in the art studios where lots of learning and practice takes place, or the visual arts. The Gift Gallery is proud to present hundreds of pieces of artwork created by over 60 local and regional artists, many who teach in our lower level visual arts studios. This unique feature allows you to see original artwork created by your friends and neighbors and, through your purchases, helps support the community. There are opportunities for all skill levels, and of course, all are welcome. There's nothing confidential about that.
Economists like to talk in numbers, like the fact that 2% of the St. Cloud economy is supported by the arts, or that nearly that share of workers in St. Cloud have a connection to art. Those numbers are indeed true, but there are so much more than that, as I'm learning this year. Why do we take painting classes or turn wood together? There's a sense of accomplishment that children and adults get from doing art well, which in turn builds their confidence to do their work that earns income. Being more confident has an economic benefit. Why do we have a theater? Why do people still want to watch things together? It's because it's a shared experience. By sharing experiences with others and learning how others see things, we communicate with people not like us, learning how to get along with others. In a workplace, those are very valuable skills. People who can work together and be happy doing so are more productive and enrich our community. I serve here as chair of the board because I want our community to grow. This center contributes to our community in ways you cannot write down on a spreadsheet, but get counted in our wealth, both tangible and intangible.
Hi folks, Larry Gatlin here. I am an American by birth and a Texan by the grace of a merciful and loving God. And I have sung at a wonderful place called the Paramount on several occasions, and I loved it every time. It's one of my favorite places in the world. And I know times are hard right now, this pandemic and all that stuff, but you folks hang in there. The arts, you know, they keep us going in times like this. Faith in the big guy and some good music. And I started one the other day. I only go to LA when I have to. I go to Austin every chance I get. You folks hang in there. I love the Paramount. God bless y'all.
This is normally an angle that you don't get to see as an audience here at the Paramount Theater when the George Maurer Group takes the stage for our annual holiday show on the stage. Of course, this is our view of you when there's people in the house. And I'm here today to tell you a couple backstage stories about the George Maurer Group before the 23 seasons of holiday shows that we've done here at the Paramount. There's a George Maurer Group tradition that we have backstage just seconds before we come on stage each year. For those of you that were teens or preteens in the late 70s, there was a Saturday morning cartoon called The Wonder Twins. And this boy and girl twin had these special powers that when they put their hands together, they would say the phrase, "Wonder Twin powers activate." The George Maurer Group gets backstage as the announcements are being made for us to come out on stage, and we each put our hands one on top of the other, all 9 or 8, sometimes 15 of us. We've had a lot of people on this stage. We get into a big pile with our hands. Imagine being able to do that right now during this period of time. We get to do that, and we say, "Wonder Twin powers activate, form of a band." And then we're out. We come out on stage, and it's just that little ritual, that moment that we've done before every single show that we've done here on stage, kind of just is like tossing us into the wind, and we ride the energy of your applause and the banter that is so common with this group and with our audience as well. We appreciate everything that you have done to support the Paramount over the years. Your donations and your support are more important than ever at this period of time. And however it is that you can contribute, know that we're doing what we can to contribute to, whether it's these messages that we're giving out to you or the work that we continue to do as artists, creating music and comfort for the world. So thank you so much from myself and from the George Maurer Group and from all of us here at the Paramount for your support and your help. Thank you.
Hiya!
Hi!
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 My name is Mary Mack.
I'm Tim Harmston.
And we are doctors. No, we're not. I forgot. We're not.
We're comedians.
Comedian doctors.
Doctors of comedy.
We're just comedians. And, well, we just want to tempt you to donate some money to that. I already want to donate just from that.
I know.
I'm already giving. My pockets are bleeding money because is that a thing?
I don't think so.
Well, for doctors it is. So we want you to support the Paramount.
Please support the Paramount. It's a great theater, and we've enjoyed our time there. We've been on stage a couple of times, and it's always a blast. And it's a great.
We love it.
It's a great place for the arts.
Wrap it up, Tim.
Sorry, I'm going on and on and on.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank
Keep
you.
supporting live theater and entertainment.
The holiday show. I've played there. That's right. This is my home for Rock and Roll Christmas. This is my home for Deuces Wild Dueling Pianos, and it is great to be here. I know we're raising money. We're shooting for $80,000. Let's keep going. Donate. The Paramount is a place in our community where artists can come to perform, teach, learn, and it's a home for many local groups. and one of the staff members who works closely with all the artists who perform here at the Paramount is up in the catwalk right now. Let's check in with her.
Thanks, Ted. Hi, I'm Gretchen Bolka, Director of Performing Arts here at the Paramount. I'm up here in the catwalk, about 44 feet above the seats in the theater. As an audience member, you see what we want you to see, but there's so much more that you can't see that brings each performance to life. We have 2 of these catwalks that extend over the audience. From here, we can access specialty lighting, like spotlights or 3 color washes that could illuminate the entire stage. High above the stage is a grid that holds all the equipment that we need. This grid holds 24 battens, or bars, that can hold up to 900 pounds each. The battens hold the lights, or what we call electrics, soft goods, which are curtains, set pieces, sound clouds, and projection screens. Many of these items can be flown in or out as we need them. They all require regular cleaning, testing, and maintenance so that we don't have any outages or issues during a performance. Well, you've seen the highest point of the theater. Now let's go check out the lowest. Here we are in the lowest part of the theater. There's something here that most people never see, a movable part of our stage called the apron, or orchestra pit. When the apron is up, our stage is extended by 12 feet. It's operated by a motorized screw lift that allows it to go down 8 feet below house level. We use it to bring things up like risers, music stands, chairs, and more. It's also used as an orchestra pit, as you may have seen during a great theater production. Normally it takes about 3 minutes to bring it up to stage level, but I think we can do it more quickly. Chuck, are you ready? There's a lot that happens to prepare for each and every performance. Perhaps the most important action behind the scenes are your donations. Your support allows us to continue working with artists and agents, creating new collaborations, and implementing COVID-19 safety strategies so that we can come back dynamically in the future and provide the best arts experiences for the region and all of Minnesota. Thank you for supporting us now. We can't wait to see all of you again.
Hello everyone, my name is Laura Ruprecht, and I am the Exhibitions Coordinator for the Paramount Center for the Arts. I find artists that are both local and regional to display their artwork on the walls in 3 of our gallery spaces, which are Gallery St. Germain, that is located across the street from the Paramount in the Regency building, which is also funded by the McKnight Foundation. And then we also have the Paramount Theater Lobby exhibit space. And then we also have Studio C, which is located in our lower level in the Visual Arts Studios. And so on top of being an exhibitions coordinator, I am also an artist. I'm a mosaic artist. And how I got my start is from working at the Paramount and being an assistant artist on a couple of public art pieces. One of being the mosaic sculpture that is kitty corner from the Paramount, and then the other at the St. Cloud Hospital that is a glass-on-glass mosaic. And so I'm very thankful that the Paramount has given me these opportunities and ways to explore, not only in working in an artist career, but also just being an artist myself.
Center for the Arts audience. It's just me, Paula Poundstone. Boy, have I missed you. I hope you're going to donate to the Autumn Moon fundraising event because although we can't be together in large groups right now, we will be eventually. And we are going to have such a backlog of need for one another, you know? I miss seeing friends, but what I really miss is just being a part of a group. And when you go to a show, part of what you're enjoying, of course, is the show in front of you. But the other thing is having that connection to the other audience members where you have that shared emotional experience. So we need to keep the Paramount Center for the Arts alive because we are gonna need that so much when we can safely get back to it. So I like to think of this time where we aren't able to do that. I like to think of this time as just a really long period for people to open their hard candies before the show begins. Take care, you guys. Thank you.
So I have kind of a fun Paramount memory playing in the Paramount with the Pink Floyd show. We had some Pink Floyd money printed up with Jeff's face on it. Came down during the song Money. And we had a tech go up in the rafters and drop the $1 bills all over the audience. And people would tell me months after we played that show that these bills would come falling out of the ceiling during other shows that played at the Paramount. So it's kind of a fun memory that people would pick up these during another show at the Paramount. So that's my fun story. Donate to the Paramount. Thank you very much.
Hi, this is comedian C. Willie Miles. And if you're watching this video, then you're here for the fundraiser. And let me first say thank you. It's not something that we're used to seeing the times that we're in right now. And I'm glad you're here to support the Paramount Theater. As you know, most of you know, I started my career in St. Cloud. And the Paramount Theater was the first theater where I did my public show. That theater means a lot to me. As most of you know, it's my favorite theater to perform because Central Minnesota is my favorite place to perform because I have so many roots there. I love this theater. I love the fact that it has a lot of history. I love the fact that you've supported it over the years and you will hopefully continue to support it and make a donation. Because when this is all said and done, you want the Paramount Theater there. You do. And I'll tell you why. They showcase local, regional, and national talent. That makes St. Cloud a very lucky city to have a theater like that. Again, my name is C. Willie Miles. Thank you for being here, and thank you for supporting Paramount Theater.
Hello, and thank you for attending the virtual Autumn Moon to benefit the Paramount Center for the Arts. The Paramount has been a very, very special part of my life. I got to perform there as a kid prior to its renovation. And then as part of Great Theater, we get to help bring thousands of people into the building to experience their first theater show or their 100th theater show. Not to mention the countless youth and adults that get to perform on the stage. It is a very, very special place for this community. And it is a powerful economic engine for the entire downtown. So on behalf of Great Theater, thank you for attending this fundraiser. Thank you for being a part of the Great family and the Paramount Center for the Arts family. And please consider a donation tonight. Philanthropy is how the arts are going to make it through this pandemic. And we want to be ready to welcome you back, and we will be ready to welcome you back with just the most exciting programming ever. And when we can gather, it will be so amazing. With your support, that will be possible here at the beautiful Paramount Center for the Arts.
Now those are some great cameos. It's so cool that I get to actually know these people. I know Dennis and God, now I got to think. There was like four of them. There was Dennis and then C. Willie Miles, great comedian. Done a bunch of shows with him and Greg Armstrong and the Armadillos, fantastic. And then there was who was that first person that talked? It was wait, don't tell me. I don't know. It'll come to me. I don't know. All I know is that we got about 5 minutes left, and there's still time to make donations. We got a little ways to go, and that's totally fine. A little over 5,000 left. Easily done, okay? Just go ahead, click that donate button. Actually, while we were here, even I donated because my kids are in great theater. I think this is an essential place to be, and it's really not just a home to artists, local and regional and national, but for you guys, for a place to come and gather as community. So the silent auction, don't forget, is still open until 9 o'clock p.m. Get those last-minute bids in. And then now it's my pleasure to introduce a guy that I just got to do a show with a few weeks ago, our last performance of the night. It's my pleasure to introduce a local comedian from Little Falls who is no stranger to the Paramount stage and is probably the biggest Madonna fan you'll ever meet. Here's Jason Schomer.
Growing up, I had a fantastic dad. He really was great. One of my favorite qualities about my dad is that he was basically the human embodiment of Homer Simpson. Like, he loved to fix things, but he didn't know how to fix anything. When I was real little, one of the biggest memories I have of him was him getting electrocuted. He was standing on top of a chair fixing the ceiling fan with a fork. And I'd walked into the kitchen and I was like, Dad, that can't go in a toaster. Why are you putting it in a ceiling fan? And he was just like, oh, it's fine. Just, I gotta fix the. And I was like, okay, Dad, did you cut the. Zzz? He got zapped, went flying off the chair, landed in the fetal position on the floor. The chair went flying across the room, and smoke and ash came drifting out of the fan down to the ground. And I thought, oh my gosh, my dad's been electrocuted. Now, it had been a very long life for him and my mom together in this marriage, like very long with all of his antics. She had had enough at this point. This was her breaking point. So she just kicked him the cordless phone and told him to call 911 if he needs to because she's going to the store. And we did. And I got Oreos because we didn't know if Dad was dead or not. One of the other moments that it became really clear to me that he didn't know how to fix things was when my check engine light came on in my car. And I was like, Dad, you know, the check engine light came on. And he's like, oh, I can take care of it. I was like, great. So he goes out there and just put black electrical tape right over it. And I was like, Dad, what are you doing? And he's like, well, what? I go, well, what do you mean, what? Like, the check engine light's on. He goes, well, yeah, but, you know, with the tape, you can't see it now. And I was like, but, Dad. He goes, well, what? You want me to take out the light bulb? I was like, or we could fix the car, Dad, so it doesn't blow up a 94. So every time I drove, it was just a nightmare that weekend. Because, like, the heater would kick in, and it would be, like, 70 degrees, 80 degrees, 90 degrees, just coming out strong. And then the window was down, so it was, like, -10, -20, -30 coming in. So I had, like, a cold front in the north and, like, a heat wave in the south. I just kept waiting for a tornado to form in my lap. The most vivid memory, though, of my dad was when they built the brand new Walmart Supercenter in Sartell. And he was super excited because it was the third largest in the state. And so he called me to see if I wanted to go with him. And I was like, well, yeah, I'll go with you. I'm not doing anything. So he picked me up, and we went to Super Walmart. And we got there, and all of a sudden we start driving around and around and around and around. And I'm like, Walmart. Walmart, Walmart, Walmart. And that's when I realized that my dad had never driven in a roundabout before. This was his first time. And we just kept circling around and around and around as he's getting more and more frustrated. And we circled so much, I really thought the Red Cross was going to have to drop supplies for us. And finally he looks at me and he's all frustrated. He goes, hold on. And I'm like, okay, what are you planning? What do you mean, hold on? Like, what? Well, to what? What are you doing? And he grabbed the wheel 10 and 2, and he gassed it. He just floored it. And we made one more pass around, gaining speed. And all of a sudden, he shot up over the curb, over 2 lawns, down a curb, and onto the street, not even connected to the roundabout. And he just looks at me. He's like, yep. And I'm like, what is wrong with you? We could have just eased off to the right like everybody else. But to be fair, really no one knows how to drive in those roundabouts around Super Walmart. They've actually printed pamphlets that they had at the door for when people left on how to properly drive in them, like an instruction form. And I thought, well, we need these back at the stoplight because we thinned the herd coming in. A lot of people ended up in the ditch. So I went back a couple of weeks later to Super Walmart, and I'm a world traveler. I've been to Iowa, North Dakota, South Dakota, so I'm familiar with roundabouts. So I ease into the roundabout, but then all of a sudden I see headlights. You should never see headlights in a roundabout, ever. You should only see taillights, never headlights. Someone is wrong. There's not enough room for headlights and taillights in a roundabout. So I panicked, grabbed the wheel 10 and 2, gassed it up over the curb, over 2 lawns, down the curb, onto the street, not even connected to the roundabout. Then I picked up my cell phone, I called my dad, and I was like, hey, Dad. And he's like, yeah, what? Are you at Walmart? Ugh, how'd you know? Thought so, Dad. Thank you.
Thank you, Jason. That was a fantastic performance with hardly any canned applause or laughter. I can say that because I know him. Now, Bob, you know what? I went back and I checked the tape, and I think we got to do a little instant replay there. Going all the way back to your very first speech, way back 56.3 minutes ago.
Yep.
We had a couple of cameos in there, some good ones.
We did.
We did. We had C. Willie Miles, Paula Poundstone, Roseanne Cash, but the whole time I was sitting there waiting for Charlie Daniels.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah. Bob Johnson made a mistake.
Oh,
yep.
Really?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, poor Charlie Daniels died on July 6th of this year.
I was wondering, you know, because Charlie Daniels looked an awfully lot like Larry Gatlin.
Oh, that's right, he did. He did. Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. That's why we're here.
Well, he popped in my head, and now forever, if I ever feel prideful, I'll remember good old Charlie and stop it.
And you know what? Larry Gatlin, I remember when he wrote Devil Went Down to Georgia. It was my favorite one that he did. So listen, we're down to the last. Don't forget, you can donate at any time, right? Are you going to stop taking money as soon as this video's done?
No, we're not.
Oh, okay, just making sure.
This video will be up on our website, on YouTube, on Facebook for a while yet.
Great, so you can go and rewatch the video, go all the way back and fact check you, right?
That's right. That's right. I'm not the only person we should be fact checking these days.
So you go back, make sure you donate. We're not touching that one with a 100-mile pole there. I tell you what, you can go back and make your donations. The silent auction is open until 9 p.m. if I'm not mistaken, right?
It is.
Good. So when you go back, make sure you hit that donate button and support the arts right here.
Thanks, Ted. We just had a great time with you. I hope you had fun.
I had a great time, man. I told you this is the first gig I've done since March. Might be the last one until next March.
Yeah, we're so grateful to have you here. I also want to thank our diamond sponsors, Stringline Motion Pictures, Bergen KDV, and Preferred Credit, Inc. And we had a lot of other sponsors as well. You probably saw them in the pre-show. They'll be in the credits of the show tonight. They'll also be in the newspaper tomorrow. We love these corporations, these businesses, and all these individual donors. And I would ask you as patrons to look at those lists and go out and patronize those businesses. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Additionally, our silent auction donors deserve much credit. Individual contributors tonight, artists who provided videos and bitstream services, Stringline for all our pre-recorded work, as well as volunteers. Mary Kelm comes to mind, one of our favorite volunteers who's done a great job for us, and all of our employees who worked on this event. It's really important that we come together and keep the ball rolling here. In terms of employees, I just want to tell you that the glue that sort of keeps us together are two people, our operations manager, Trish Landwehr, and our director of performing arts, Gretchen Bolka, and I want to thank them particularly. So, everybody have a good night, stay healthy, and we'll see you back here when the time is right. Thanks very much for coming. Good night.
You know, Bob, I think you might be my Michelle Pfeiffer here in the Fabulous Baker Boys, right?
Fabulous Baker Boys. That's
We're
right.
filling in. You know what? To go out, why don't we turn it over instead of me playing the same thing over and over again? Let's turn it over to Walter's Wheelhouse for one last thing to take us out. What do you say?
Good idea.
Great. Thanks for having me, Bob.
We're happy to have you. Anytime.
Donate. Donate. Donate.
Just a small town girl living in a lonely world. Took the midnight train going anywhere. Just a city boy, born and raised in South Detroit. Took the midnight train going anywhere. Smoky room, smell the wine and cheap perfume. For the smile they can share the night, it goes on and on and on and on. Strangers waiting up and down the boulevard, the shadows searching in the night. Street lights, living just to find emotion, hiding somewhere in the night. Working hard to get my fill. Everybody wants a thrill, paying anything to roll the dice. Just one more time. Some will win, some will lose. Some are born to sing the blues. Oh, the movie never ends. It goes on and on and on and on. Strangers waiting up and down the